The United States has refused to abide by the Geneva Conventions. They are the rules of war that were developed after World War II. Basically what they say is when you capture people during a war, you have to treat them humanely. You have to give them medical assistance. You have to, first of all, decide who they are. You know, they get this right to this tribunal that decides, are you a prisoner of war? Are you a civilian? Do you have nothing to do with this whatsoever?
In lieu of a trial, President Bush has declared that certain of the Guantanamo detainees, Mozambique among them, will be subjected to a military tribunal.
There is no presumption of innocence in this process because to even go to a military commission, you have to be presumed to be a terrorist. And they're using that as justification to lower the standards of justice that we're used to in this country.
President Bush has already let it be known how he feels about these people.
Well, the only thing I know for certain is that these are bad people. And we look forward to working closely with the Blair government to deal with the issue.
The White House counsel, Alberto Gonzales, advised the president to ignore the Geneva Conventions at Guantanamo. He said the Geneva Conventions are obsolete and quaint and shouldn't govern the way that we need to question prisoners there. Secondly, he said, it's a good thing from our standpoint if you say the Geneva Conventions don't apply, because under U.S. law, violations of the Geneva Conventions can be prosecuted as war crimes. So we could be prosecuted for war crimes for not following them, but if we say they don't apply, then we have an excuse to say that we can't be prosecuted. We have heard recently that there are allegations of what we've seen at Abu Ghraib really occurred at Guantanamo as well. And we know that General Miller, who was in charge of Guantanamo and now is in charge of Iraq, said that he could violate the Geneva Conventions at Guantanamo.
One of the real concerns when we treat others like this in the name of fighting a war is that others fighting us can treat our soldiers like this.
We're setting the standard under which we're going to say it's okay to do this to our service members. It's okay for North Korea to capture a U.S. citizen and label them an unlawful enemy combatant and try them in our same system where some Army general is making all the decisions and he appoints a panel of just his Army officers to be the judge and jury.
When Donald Rumsfeld was asked how long can these people be held, he said as long as the war on terrorism lasts. Then they asked him, when will we know when the war on terrorism is over? He said, when there are no longer any terrorist organizations of potentially global reach left in the world. Now, all of us have potentially global reach today, and we're never going to eliminate political violence from the face of the earth. So what he's essentially saying is that we can hold these people forever, without ever charging them with anything, without ever giving them a hearing of any kind.
Congress shall have the power to declare war and make rules concerning captures on land and water. Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution.
The lady says, before